Take a view from above. Look at the thousands of flocks and herds, the thousands of human ceremonies. Every sort of voyage in storm or calm. The range of creation, combination, and extinction. Marcus Aurelius poignantly points out a scary but fulfilling thought on this potential radical Stoic practice. A view from above, a spiritual exercise on the surface, may seem counterproductive, daunting, or even uncomfortable. Ultimately carries the weight to transform the way we see the world and our place in it. Think of substance in its entirety, of which you have the smallest of shares, and of time in its entirety, of which a brief and momentary span has been assigned to you, and of the works of destiny, and how very small is your part in them. The Stoics believed that by teaching yourself to flip your natural perspective we have on life could produce inner peace and freedom, replacing the irrational anger and pain with a feeling of compassion and love. But why put yourself through something that could potentially fill you with despair and fear at the hopelessness of life? Aurelius argues that we ask questions upon our temporary existence because we are taught to be stuck in our finite individual perspective. He argues that by widening our point of view and taking up the viewpoint of eternity, we can begin to see beauty in everything, however finite. Stoic physics and cosmology ultimately revolves around this concept. Stoic physics acts in reference to the philosophy in which they explain the natural processes at work within the universe. The world, they argued, operated through reason. This meant that all things in life are determined, working hand in hand with human responsibility, acting within this system of fate. Fate leads the willing, Seneca argues, stating that it drags along the reluctant. Therefore, by seeking to live in harmony with nature, and cosmic reason contributes itself to the spiritual exercise of the view from above, and imagining yourself high up in space, looking down at the fated earth below. When you are reasoning about mankind, look upon earthly things below as if from some vantage point above them. By viewing things from above, we as humans can see the world as it really is, inside its cosmic context. Aurelius saw the practice as viewing the world as part of a philosophical mindset, stating that those who take this cosmic gaze embody those who wish to live a good life, were advised to observe rather than get caught up in the world's matters. But why is this practice so relevant now? In a world where we are constantly consumed by unsatisfactory distractions, in the age of information, we lose touch of the things that really matter. TV, social media, advertising, phones, radios, and all the temporary fixes that act in replacement of real human fulfillment. We have the ability to have all the information under our thumb. It becomes almost impossible to keep these devices at a distance. When we are constantly focused on these comparatively unimportant aspects, we begin prioritizing these insignificant distractions because of this. We start to lose touch with the parts of our life that need our attention, anxieties, stresses, and commitments, for example. By focusing on the unimportant, it becomes harder and harder to put in the effort to improve ourselves. By imagining the world from above, we place ourselves at a distance from the daily news cycle, trending social media pages and passive celebrity gossip. we give ourselves the opportunity to alleviate our stress by helping distinguish what is really worth our time. To begin the meditation, we have to imagine ourselves from a short distance from where we are sat. Try stepping out of your perspective and take a couple of steps backwards. By looking at ourselves from the third perspective, it makes it easier to view our concerns more objectively, giving us a wider insight into dealing with our issues. This meditation continues by moving further and further away, until we see a small blue dot, viewing the Earth from a truly cosmic perspective. Stoicism teaches us to shift our perspectives to a high level above ourselves. When we switch the way we look at our environment, we see the bigger picture. The minor inconveniences seem stupid in comparison. With a simple shift of a viewpoint, this burden of distractions can be eradicated. From viewing our lives from a third-person perspective, we not only begin to see ourselves as individuals disconnected from things around us, but finally, as a part of the whole system. We begin to become a participant in everything that happens around us. If we distance ourselves from the vices that are plaguing our success, then we begin to rationalize more clearly, with less emotion, and therefore have a better chance of understanding their causes and solutions. As the meditation continues, and the further distance we are, the more clearly we are able to rationalize, prioritize, and take action. Positivity can come from the impermanence and the passage of time. The finitude of human existence offers us a healthy reality check, as it reminds us that we are making a contribution to something bigger than our own individual selves. We see that we are more than words on a page. We as beings have the power to create meaning, to reconstruct the way we see our lives. Stoicism is a power that is meant to be used, not just read.